Hello. So let me tell you a story. About 3 months ago, I went to a listing appointment, sat with my sellers. What do you want to list your house for? They said 525. When I sat and reviewed what was happening in the current marketplace, the current buyer behaviors, the changes we had seen, my recommended list price to squeeze top dollar and get the strongest offers for their house was no higher than 497. Sellers weren't happy. Weren't happy at all. It was immediate loss in equity, right? From what they thought to what I was saying. Here's what the market can support. Here's what's going to squeeze top dollar out of your home. Weren't happy at all. Let's talk about this 525. Where are you coming up with this figure? They were coming up with this figure. Their lender was sending them an automated email recommending this high list price. Zillow, Redfin, all these exterior sites. Okay, let's look at the data that these sites are using. These are automated algorithms, all of these things. The email from your lender, all these sites. When we looked at the data that these things were using to come up with this high list price of 525, we found out that they were using old data, over 6 months old, 6 months and older. They were using houses on much larger lots. It's not data that's going to be used to support the list price of your house. They were using houses in a completely different neighborhood, which was completely skewing this suggested list price for my clients. Completely understandable. So important to understand when you're looking. Sometimes these sites can be accurate, but the majority of the time they're not accurate. Sellers still were not happy with what I was saying. This is how we're going to squeeze every penny out. This is how we're going to get it sold for top dollar in this market. Here's my suggested list price. They still weren't happy with it. They're on their phones, Googling. They both pull up this house that's active. And they're like, hey, this isn't in our neighborhood. They have it listed for 510. It's in our neighborhood. It doesn't have a pool. It's not even as pretty as our house. Doesn't have the upgrades. I said, you're absolutely right. I said, but that's what they're hoping to get. And look how long that house has already been on the market. It's not going to sell for 510. They have it overpriced. It's going to sit there. They're going to lose money because they've listed it and gone to market incorrectly on it. And they're going to get probably really bad offers on the house the longer it sits there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my client's house, they took my advice. After getting through the emotional loss and toll, they still weren't completely happy. They took my advice. My client's house has closed. They got top dollar for their home. They got what they asked for. They got really great terms. And this other house they showed me for 510, probably 4 months later now, still sitting on the market active. Give me a call if you ever have questions. Knowledge is power. Have a great day, friends.